Well, for those of you that celebrate it, it's a couple days later, but a belated Merry Christmas. We are in Memphis where it is freezing.
It is pretty cold for Memphis.
Yeah, it is. And
my LeBron chair.
Yeah, we should be doing a commercial. Hey, anybody seen my chair? But if you're the Raptors right now, you're saying, anybody's seen my big guys?
Well, listen, you can sign 10-day contracts as of January 10th. So if you're maybe 6'9", 6'10", you got any kind of game, you might want to hit the floor and start practicing because the Raptors are in need of a big. Now, that said, they might not have a roster spot available anymore after signing Ronald Dupree. Now, we should just quickly hit on him, Jonesy, because I know we talked about it a little bit on Twitter and in the blog and whatever else yesterday. But it's a non-guaranteed deal from my understanding because contracts aren't guaranteed until January 10th. So the Raptors have a couple of weeks to sort of play with him to see if ultimately they're going to retain him for the remainder of the season. But they might actually, in all seriousness, need to make a decision on him or a trade of some sort to address their issue in the front court because there is a serious void when you figure Andrea Bargnani is now dealing with the calf strain. He's not playing tonight
and probably won't.
Probably won't join him on the trip at all. Amir Johnson, back spasms, game time decision for tonight. So that leaves you tonight with a rotation of bigs. If you're Jay Triano, you've got Joey Dorsey, Ed Davis, and Solomon Alabi. That's it.
Welcome to Summer League.
Yeah.
In the regular season. And that's a tough thing for Jay Triano. And, by the way, in Summer League, they also had Sonny Weems, who you won't have tonight.
Yeah, so. Weems is with the team, but still not playing with the back spasms, and no word if he'll go tomorrow against Dallas. I would assume not on a back-to-back if he's not playing tonight. But who knows? Maybe he's ready to go by Houston, but he's at least with the team, as is Amir Johnson, who's the game-time decision. But Stojakovic isn't with the team. Bargnani's not with the team.
Now, the good news is Bayless is back. He's ready to go. He's healthy. He says he's got over his stomach issues. And for Dupree, for the people asking the questions, kind of a puzzling move in a sense, but at the same time, here's a guy who was there in training camp and almost stuck anyway.
Right.
And then when you think about what's happening on the perimeter and the need for another tough perimeter defender with Weems down, no Stojakovic. Hey, maybe it isn't, as you said, a guaranteed deal and they only keep him for a couple of weeks, but he's a guy that knows the concepts, knows the system, knows the team, can come in and offer you some immediate relief right away. So that would be the one thing with all the questions swirling around, why did they re-sign him? And Jay Triano knows him and likes what he can do.
I had a chance to ask Jay pretty much straight up, Jonesy, at the end of practice, why?
Yeah.
And he said one of the reasons is because of the fact that it's not guaranteed until the 10th. Who knows? They might end up signing him the rest of the way, but we get a guy that can help us maybe on the floor during the games right now as a pretty decent defender. But also, he said the biggest thing was we're able to practice. Triano said, and this is news to me, they haven't actually had a full-out legit practice in more than a week because of the injury to Sonny Weems. You figure you're trying to just have even two teams playing against each other, guys that can match up against DeRozan or Barbosa in practice to actually have a full run. He said, we have not had a proper practice in more than a week because of our injuries. And even signing a guy like Dupree, even if it ends up only being for 10, 14 days, signing a guy like that allows us to simply practice, let alone what he might be able to do in the game.
And that's the biggest thing that people don't realize in the NBA. Once the season gets going, because the games come with such regularity and there's such a crunch. I mean, the Raptors have 7 games in the next 12 days.
Right.
There's no time to practice. One, and two, when you do get some time, do you have enough healthy bodies or guys that can practice? I mean, if you got a guy like last year, with Chris Bosh when his knees were bad or when he was aching or hurting, do you want to wear the guy out at practice or do you save him for the game? So that's a huge issue. Memphis, lucky thing for Toronto, it's a back-to-back. Maybe they can catch them coming in and relaxing, knowing that Toronto's banged up and beat up. Maybe they can sneak up and steal one. Hey, we saw New Jersey steal one here before the holidays, although the Grizzlies are talking about having pushed the reset button. Big win on the road last night in Indiana, a 30-point effort from Rudy Gay. Zach Randolph has more 20-20 games than Dwight Howard, for crying out loud, this year. So they are going to be very, very tough tonight. Let's see what the Raptors can piece together.
And one last thing, VancouverNBA.org. Investor, majority investor in Jack Armstrong. I believe Tom Liston, one of our listeners and viewers, is an investor for about $10,000 as well. It's been 10 years. I can't believe it. 10 years since the Grizzlies left Vancouver and came here to Memphis. This is the 10th season in Tennessee. And no disrespect to the city. I'm not going to even rip on it like I have in the past. It is what it is. But keep a team in Memphis. Fine. But let's bring a team back to Vancouver. VancouverNBA.org. Jim Balsley, if you're watching this, come on. Let's give up on the hockey dream. We've got about $185,000, I believe, raised.
We know,
like that.
we know there's some basketball folks at Rim too. We know that.
Oh yeah, we
know that there's some.
I'm looking at you, and you know who.
Yes, we know who. You know who you are. And you're out there balling every week with your boys in the league.
Talk to your boss.
Talk to your boss.
We
Let's
need
get a team.
$250 million. We got about $185,000. We need another $250 million. Make it happen.
He's the guy. He's the guy.
Somebody font this. VancouverNBA.org. All right.
You know who we're talking about.